The World Economic Forum, that gathering of billionaires, leaders, elected and unelected, an assortment of Batman villains, is underway. And there is no debate amongst the elite, no. There's just a lot of preaching, self-congratulation and unhinged ranting. Let's hear from climate change grifter Al Gore.
Creating the droughts and melting the ice and raising the sea level and causing these waves of climate refugees predicted to reach 1 billion in this century. Look at the xenophobia and political authoritarian trends that have come from just a few million refugees. What about 1 billion? We would lose our capacity for self-governance on this world. We have to act.
1 billion climate change refugees? Really, 1 billion? And here's another chronically wrong character.
We, select group of human beings, because of whatever touched us at some point in our lives, are able to sit in a room and come together and actually talk about saving the planet. I mean, it's so almost extraterrestrial to think about.
They're very special people, just ask them. The World Economic Forum has in recent years backed many a diabolical scheme, from Sri Lanka banning the use of fertilisers, well, that ended well, didn't it, to backing crypto conman Sam Bankman-Fried's ventures. Joining me now is Douglas Murray, Associate Editor of The Spectator and the best-selling author of The War on the West. Douglas, do we take the World Economic Forum seriously? Is it a threat against democracy and prosperity, or is it a clown show?
Well, I think it's increasingly become a clown show, because in recent years it's become clear that the World Economic Forum likes to hold itself out as this amazing gathering of extraordinary figures who get to think about our collective future. In actual fact, it's become clear over recent years in particular, this really isn't where the real discussion is. I mean, you know, if you're going to set up a forum to discuss the future of the planet, you would, for instance, need people who had different opinions from one another. Davos doesn't do that. They just have the mono-Davos opinion. And actually, in recent years, a lot of people have been sort of drifting away from the forum in the realization that it's just not where the thinking is. It's a forum where everybody has thought the same thing for years now. I don't see it as a threat to democracy. I don't think that the World Economic Forum is that. That's to give it far too much credit. It has an enormous influence, that's for sure. And really it's because there's a sort of groupthink, which, as you well know, Rita, is one of the problems in our politics in all of our countries. You know, you elect a leader of the left or a leader of the right, and effectively you've got the same sort of squishy Davos type. It's a great shame that it has this influence, but I think the influence will keep on being interrupted as more and more people realize that these elites are gathering, having a discussion that's increasingly divorced from the reality that the rest of us live in.
Absolutely divorced, and no accountability. No matter how many bad ideas that they float and get implemented, there's no learning coming from that at all. Now,
and look at the two people we've just seen them, Mr. Kerry and Mr. Gore. What have they got in common? Oh, they were rejected at the ballot box. They were rejected at the ballot box by the American people. So they go to Davos and explain why. I mean, America isn't a big enough canvas for them. They've got to do the planet.
I think they both lost to George W., didn't they? That's something else they share in common.